each parish has one or two people that are supposed to be the listeners, okay, that's not going to work, because it's the listener who is most transformed by this whole experience. And if it's only going to be one or two people per parish that's going to be transformed, that's not really going to change the culture of your parish. We need to go beyond that. If your whole parish council went out and did 3 of these each month, and then at the beginning of the next parish council meeting, you said, okay, what are you hearing? And just have people meet one-on-one first, and then come together as a large group and say, what are we hearing from these conversations? That could be, really, that could transform the culture of your whole parish.
The main objective of this synodal process is not this sort of 10-page document that will be a summary of our diocese. It's the work at the most local level in each of us and in our communities, sort of the work of the heart that can transform the culture of a parish and the culture of the diocese at large, to become more synodal, to become a listening church that engages in dialogue. So 3 questions that we want to promote for your discernment are who is doing the listening. So we really want to leverage the already existing structures in the diocese. So the chancery, our Catholic schools, our parish councils, other bodies that already exist in the parish, like those are organs that can do listening. The second is, who are we listening to? So we might do for example, a listening session to the parish council, and that's good, that's important. But also we want to get beyond that as well. We want to listen to anybody in the parish who wants to speak and be heard. So use the structures that exist, but get beyond those structures at the same time. And then finally, we want you all to reflect on where the listening is taking place. So if you host a listening session in a parish hall, that of course might draw a different crowd than a listening session in a community center. So especially in the effort of trying to reach out to the margins or the disaffiliated, we want to go to the spaces where they are and where they feel comfortable. So this is a great opportunity to really get creative and engage the world in an intentional way.
I mean, what you're saying now is giving me a whole different way of thinking about this, because originally my thought was we are doing listening and our report gets to the diocese and then it gets to the national and then it gets to Rome and then something happens. What you're saying,
it's not either or.
Is a completely different thing.
Yeah. So Gail, it's not either or, it's both and. It can, it's still there's still gonna be that process that you just described of, compiling some results, sending them to the diocese sends it to Rome, and hopefully, Rome, hears and understands that message. But I think the much more powerful part of this process is not the product of what goes into the 10-page document that we send to the Conference of Bishops. It's the process of listening and how that can transform our lives in our parishes.
Okay, so then it does make sense to do conversations with people, and after you're done, depending on what happens, ask them, would you go and do this with one other person?
Yeah, or 3 other people.
Yeah.
And then come back and have a conversation, a month later and say, okay, what are we hearing? And then that could become a part of your report as well, because you could take notes on, as people, so you wouldn't even necessarily have to take notes during those one-on-one sessions. Just remember the gist of it and come back and present, and then you're looking for, what are people saying to us?
That just gives me a whole nother way of thinking about what we are tasked to do.
Yep. Thanks, Gail.